decreased our ramp time from 5 weeks down to 2 weeks. Again, Guru shout out, huge part making those real-time resources available. Scalable expertise, so drastic team changes with acquisitions. We went from that one platform to four platforms, understanding that the game is changing from really knowing and being a SME in the platform to understanding where you're going to find the information needed to best support our customers. And then, yeah, we have really high adoption rates. I think if you asked any member of our support team today, they'd be like, I probably search in Guru, like 10 to 15 times a day. It's very one for one in what they're working on. Yeah, this has been a game changer for us, for new hires and also just across the team. So we've created a question-specific Slack channel where all agents will direct their questions to first. And then if they still need support from the team or they need additional clarity, they'll bring it to like a more public internal support channel that we have. Again, a lot of what we are seeing is kind of that like buddy system mentality that new agents weren't feeling either confident in the information or they just needed someone to like give them a gut check that they were doing the right thing. And having the Slack integration has been like such a huge solve for that, where they can go ask a question, get the resources they need. If they still need a gut check, they can post it, but they're 80% of the way with having an email drafted versus being like 20% of the way, not even knowing what information to look for. So like we've called out here, so before launching the Knowledge Agent, we had over 100 posts in our internal support team Slack channel with an average of 3 to 5 posts within a thread. What this really is it's losing our experts' time. So our more senior agents, our tier 2 or tier 3 agents that are working on those escalated cases are taking time to go and support the rest of the team in answering these questions. We are seeing some impacts on our handle times, of course, just because, we have a few agents, and we kind of saw this again and again, where they're our highest performers, and we started seeing their ticket volumes decline for the number of tickets they're taking. And it's not that they're not putting in the work, it's that they're supporting the rest of the team with answering questions, but it's having an impact on like their overall performance because, they're not keeping up and having to take time away to support the team. Also, our first reply times are being impacted because people are stepping away from their own cases and tickets they're working to support others. Post the Knowledge Bot, we have 500 more cases than early December, so that's a good call out. And we're seeing about 60 posts in Slack. So there's a reduction in questions and time back and overall improvements for the rest of those, more skilled team members. There's been a lot of growth in launching our Knowledge Agent, and a huge shout out to Rachel, who we spoke about earlier, one of our technical specialists. The way that she's tested and fine-tuned this bot, it's truly amazing. So we're lucky that a lot of our product information is housed in Guru. So that's obviously like going to be one of our first stop for resources and how the product's functionality, new product releases that come out. I don't know about the rest of the people on this call, but we went from having product releases every 2 months and now we've pushed back quarterly, but it's always this game of, staying up with innovation, but then also making sure we're staying up to date internally with what's changing and making sure our team is speaking to the newest and greatest, recommending best practices, things like that. So those are some of the sources we've linked out to, as well as our own support collection. I will say something that I feel like we're continually reflecting on is our support collection was a lot of like nuances or hyper technical information, which is necessary. I think we're starting to take a step back now to put some of those more like foundational basics in, and even some of our like process information. So agents can really leverage Guru for like, clock in, clock out, anything that's happening during their workday, they can go to ask questions and get advice on. Product questions, always internally for us, is a great resource for some of those like really nuanced, like nitty gritty technical details that may not live in a Guru card because they're too in the weeds, but are perfect for some of the questions that our support team is asking. Yeah, I think one of the biggest call outs is we had a bit of a learning curve as we support multiple platforms. So a good example is candidate deletion is something we receive across 3 different platforms. So an agent would ask a question and they would get a response that's incorrect because it's for the wrong platform. So we kind of took a step back and we were like, okay, not only do we have to update our content to clearly say which platform it is, but we have to tell our agent, what they're doing, our knowledge bot, and the platforms that they're supporting. So you'll see, as Matt's highlighting, we put in some of this kind of like, I don't know, it felt a little silly when we put it in, but it's like, of course the bot needs to know that. The bot needs to understand its role and how it's supporting these agents. So I think that some of that has had a lot of payoff in the long run for it, and we're still fine-tuning today. So when we rolled out the knowledge agent, I think we were kind of just like, let's see what it can do, and just like, let's open it up to the team. We had a few weeks of our tier 3 testing, and we were grabbing questions literally from our internal support channel that agents were asking. And, I would grab them and drop them into these test channels we had set up to see what type of answer it produced. So I think once we gained trust and like, okay, most of the responses it's providing, we feel comfortable with, so we're going to open it up to the team. We opened it up to the team, and I'm not sure who's used it before, but there's a thumbs up, thumbs down based on the content you're providing. So when we open it up to the team, we started to see a little bit of, I don't want to say like concerning behavior. Maybe we were just like not ready to roll it out to that extent yet, but we would see agents thumbs down something where it's like, okay, this actually was like almost the right response. So like, we're really close to it. We just have to go do some fine tuning. So right now our agents will ask questions, and then Rachel and another one of our technical specialists are going in and reviewing those responses pretty manually. So right now it's a time-consuming process for us. Again, though, it has been a huge benefit to the team, and already with like the amount of time we've put into fine-tuning that process, looking at the responses that are given, we've seen like a huge improvement in the bot itself. So all of that's been really promising, and been like, okay, this is worth our time and investment to continue to build it out.